How's it going, everybody? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market was all over the place today, guys. S&P 500 down 0.2%. The Dow Jones went down 0.7%, and the Nasdaq 100 went up 0.2% as the Russell 2000 led the way up 1% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the stock market, breaking down some technicals, going over 10 breakout stocks to buy now, and I also want to share with you guys what I did in the stock market today and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's try and do a challenge. Can we get 400 likes on this video? It's up to you guys. Hit that like button, and don't forget to join the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and to claim your 4 stocks from WeBull. All of those are linked down below, and guess what? They're all 100% free of charge. So let's get into it. What happened today? Well, we saw a lot of choppiness. We saw the Russell 2000 was green, Nasdaq was green, but the S&P and the Dow, they were both red. And when we take a look here on the 5-day, 5-minute chart on the S&P 500, the clear thing that stinks out, the distinct thing that sticks out is we failed breaking out of 3,700. We failed breaking out of 3,700 yet again. That was a key level of support from Friday, and I mentioned to you guys in yesterday's video how the fact that we failed breaking out of 3,700 here at about 2-3 p.m. on the East Coast, that was pretty bearish, and we actually dumped off and saw a bit of a sell-off into the close of the market yesterday. So we talked about how, hey, on the 5-day, 5-minute, S&P 500 is in a little downtrend. We said that yesterday. It was in a 2-day downtrend, and now with Tuesday's data, it's freshly in, we're still in this downtrend, which we're in a 3-day downtrend now, because again, we failed breaking out at 3,700 yesterday. We hit a lower high on this downtrend, and today we also failed breaking out up 3,700, and we hit another lower high, and we closed on a little downswing. You can see here from 36.96 down to about 36.87. So until we break out up 3,700, I think there's going to be a bit of bearish pressure here on the S&P 500, and who knows, by the looks of it, we might see a gap down. Who knows? We might end up dumping off and maybe going down to test those lows from yesterday at about 36.36. And you saw how quickly that ended up happening. That drop from 36.36, the low point from the opening of the market yesterday at 36.84, that 1.3% drop we saw yesterday, it happened pretty quickly. So watch out for a potential drop tomorrow. If that doesn't happen, let's say we gap up. If we break 3,700, we break this little downtrend on the 5-day, 5-minute, hey, we could be going higher at that point on the S&P. And overall, it's no doubt that on the 4-hour chart, when we pull back a bit and look at the big picture, what we notice is the S&P might be tuning up for an even bigger sell-off. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but like I say on the channel, it's very healthy for the markets, of course, to go up, but to also come down, to pull down. And this 4-hour chart, we've seen it pull down before and go right to that 180 SMA. And at this point, we're about 4 or 5% above that 180 SMA. We might be due for a pull down. And I've been saying this, I might not be right. I could very well be wrong, but I've been saying how early 2021, maybe January, February, the markets might pull down a bit. I'm not a fortune teller, but this is simply what I think and what I'm seeing on the charts. I mean, I think a pull down of 5% would be great. And when it comes to the SPY here, SPY is an S&P 500 ETF. What we notice is it's right around that 180 SMA 4-hour chart. And when we zoom in on the 5-day, 5-minute, we can see, if I extend this to the right, it is still in that downtrend that we drew in yesterday's video based on this trend line, right? We hit a lower high today. We failed breaking out up 370. Who knows? We might be gunning down now for the low at 358, which was hit pre-market in yesterday's session. So watch out for this downtrend here on the 5-day, 5-minute for SPY. And when it comes down to the good old Dow Jones Industrial Average, we are still in that beautiful horizontal channel. Well, maybe it's not beautiful to you. To me, I think it's pretty nice. It's been trading right around this 30,200 level, and there goes Siri again. This, oh my goodness, this watch listens to me. It's weird. Why are you talking to me, Siri? Anyway, Dow Jones is trading in this horizontal channel, 30,250 resistance, 30,300 resistance, and support at about 29,800, 900. So it's very basic, right? For the direction to be picked, we're either going to have to break 30,300 on the upside, break out, and maybe see a move towards the mid 30,000s, or we're going to sell off and maybe break under 29,800, and maybe we start to get to the low 29,000s, maybe mid 29,000s, and on the 4-hour chart, that could be bringing the Dow Jones close to that 180 SMA, and I think right around 29,000 flat, that would be a healthy spot for the Dow Jones, as similar to the S&P 500, it has also held the 180 SMA in previous months. And the Nasdaq 100 here was green, up 2%, 0.2% that is, and we hit a high, not today, but we hit a high a couple days ago, all-time high, as we did with the S&P, Dow Jones as well. And what we're noticing here is the Nasdaq is actually, believe it or not, breaking the downtrend that was there yesterday. We can see yesterday we closed on a little downswing. We failed breaking out of this downtrending trend line on this 5-day, 5-minute, but today we gapped up out of it. We pulled down. We held 12,650 as support, and we rallied into the close. So that's interesting. For me, I'm looking at the Nasdaq now, maybe to rally up and hit another all-time high, but the second it breaks under 12,650 again, that is where we might see a gap down, maybe closer to 12,500. And I would honestly like to see a pull down on the Nasdaq maybe in the coming weeks. Who knows, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months from now, whenever it happens, I would like to see a pull down close to that 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. So that's what I'm looking at here, guys. All over the place today. Market was choppy as heck, and it seems like it slowly wants to pull down, and it might prove me wrong. I mean, it might prove me wrong, but based on this 4-hour chart, I think the market needs to pull down a bit. We'll see when that happens, and I'd love to know when you or what you have to think. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree, if you disagree. And now let's talk about what I did today. It was one heck of a day for me today. And it's funny. I left so much money on the table, and we'll talk about that in a second here with one stock, actually 2 stocks. Today was one of those days where I made money. It was a profitable day, but I left so much money, guys. Left so much money on the table. But trade number 1, these are actually out of order, but anyway, doesn't matter. The first thing here, well, it's not the first thing I did, but the first thing in my notes is Nvidia. I added a position in Nvidia today, ticker symbol NVDA at $528.50. This is a stock that I think ultimately is bound to pop. It didn't pop yet, but I think soon it's bound to pop out of 545, out of 550, which is the resistance here on the 4-hour chart. It's going to pick direction, whether it's up or down. Obviously, I think it's going to be up, or I wouldn't be in the stock. I wouldn't be trading it, but I think it needs to pick direction here on this 4-hour chart in this overall wedge, and I'm in. I'm in at 528.50. I'm waiting for this pop, and I might even add more into the momentum. Let's say we get into the mid 530s tomorrow. Maybe we pop in mid 540s. I might add into that breakout because I think once we get out of this wedge, I think the Nvidia has a good amount of room. I think it has a lot of headway to go back up to the mid 500s, high 500s, heck, maybe even into 600s. So this is one of my main fresh swings here. Nvidia stock, ticker symbol NVDA. And we might as well talk about Apple, AAPL. I locked in my profits on Apple today. I know it's crazy, guys, but I did. I've been in this one for a while. I forget how long. It's got to be a couple weeks, more than a couple weeks. You know, I got in originally at $112. I locked in 30% of my profit a couple days ago at $127.30. And as we got that iCar news yesterday, that there could be an iCar emerging here in 2024, a couple years away from now, Apple got a big pop. And if you guys remember, my first target to sell Apple was at 127, right? I did exactly that. I sold 30% of my position. And my second target was 130, 132, 135, 138, right around that general area. And it's a pretty big area, you know, a couple buck range there. But I ended up selling out at 132, a little bit shy of 132 at 139, or 131 rather, 95. And I'm out of Apple completely. I'm in pretty much a good position of cash right now, as I am locking out of these positions. I have been over the past couple of days, a lot of my, swing trades. And that's what I did, guys. I'm not necessarily bearish on Apple at this point, but I think overall, I could get a better price. I think overall we might be pulling down coming soon here. Maybe into the mid 120s, maybe lower 120s. That would be great. That's where I'd be looking to buy more of Apple. But at this point, I'm very happy with it. I've been holding it for a while, made about 10%, even more than that, about 12% on this position, and I'm extremely happy with it. So Apple, I traded that one. I'm out of it, locked in the profits. Nvidia's my fresh new swing. And CIIC, guys, unbelievable what happened with this one today. This is one that I missed a ton of money on. This one, I actually got in. I had the right idea. With this trade, but my timing was off. You guys have to realize trading deals a lot with timing, and it deals a lot with, obviously, risk management. So for me, I got in CIIC today at $30.95. I got in on this pop right here, literally at the top, and then I ended up riding out this consolidation period for a little bit, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then as it dumped down, my stop loss triggered at 30.20. So I took a loss, and what do you know? Right after that, literally, guys, a couple hours after that, about an hour, 2 hours after that, this thing takes off. 12% up from where I bought in. So if I didn't sell out, if my stop loss didn't trigger there, I would have made so much money on that position. And again, it goes back to timing, right? I timed it poorly. I held it, and I got out right before it went up, and that's what happens. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you lock in a profit, and then it goes up a lot higher. Sometimes you take a loss, and then it rips up higher after, which it stings sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but again, it's all part of the game. And a little bit more patience here would have yielded me a big profit. And I guess that's a little lesson I can take today. Maybe be a little bit more patient with cutting out. And maybe I would have made more money. I definitely would have made more money if I was patient. But either way, I stuck to the plan. I put a little 2% stop loss, whatever, and it triggered, and it rallied up. It happens, right? So let me know, what did you guys do today? Down below in the comments. I would love to know. I'm also still in Workhorse at $22, which did well today, up 13%. Very happy about that. Did not lock it in, but I'm still holding on to it. So Workhorse in at 22. SLV, I'm in at $23, which is a silver ETF here that obviously tracks the price of silver. And that's what I'm doing. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys did. What are you up to? And if you are enjoying the video, hit the like button. Again, we're trying to get 400 likes on this video. So let's talk about a bunch of stocks now that I'm looking to buy that are breaking out like crazy. And by the way, I'm in a pretty good amount of cash. I said that before. A couple days ago, a couple videos ago, I was saying, I'm in about 25% cash. I'm in 20 or 30% cash. Now I'm more towards the 40% cash, now that I locked in Apple. And by the way, Apple was my biggest swing position. That was a pretty big position for me, for my account. And just want to let you guys know I'm in a pretty good amount of cash now that I'm actually looking to deploy maybe in some of these stocks we're going to talk right now. So stock number one, talk about right now. Stock number one is CRSR, Corsair Gaming. This is one that we talked about a couple videos ago when it was in this wedge, right? You guys can see on the 4-hour chart, it was holding this uptrend, but it was also downtrending at the same time. We were in this wedge pattern. You can clearly see it. And I told you, once it breaks $35, $36, it breaks out of the resistance, that's a very good sign that it might fill the gap up to about $40, $42. Now, fast forward a couple of days, it did exactly that. Filled the gap up to $42. We got rejected there, which is a resistance, was a resistance from back on the 1st of December. We got rejected there. We pulled down. And what you guys are noticing here on, let's say, the 10-day, 30-minute is we're still holding the uptrend despite the rejection at $44, $43, and despite the pull down, right? So I think this could be a dip buy on Corsair, no doubt about it, at $41, $41.50, $42, depending on where it is tomorrow. I think that could be a nice spot to add an initial position, but then to add even more into it, I would like to see it break out of $43, $44, and then from there I can see Corsair maybe fill the gap up to $48, which gives it about 10% upside from $43, $44. So needless to say, there's a lot of upside here in my opinion on Corsair. Even more momentum is going to be coming above $44. So watch out for that one. GameStop today, ticker symbol GME, went ballistic, up 25%, and I believe somebody bought a big position in GameStop. Was it? Let me take a look here. There's a reason why I went up today. I forgot to write it in my notes. I was reading about it earlier, but here it is, guys. GameStop shares were trading higher after RC Ventures increased its stake in the company and said it was having discussions with GameStop's board. And this is actually somebody that, here it is, 13% stake. That is incredible. That is that was actually revealed in a 13D filing from RC Ventures. And I guess that's a pretty exciting piece of news there for the GameStop community, the shareholders, the traders, that they got excited. The stock went up 25%. Now it ended up breaking out a $15 resistance here. And this is arguably overbought, but there's no doubt about it that there's momentum, right? So I'm thinking if we pull down on GameStop anywhere from maybe, $15 to $17. I know it's pretty big of a pull down if that happens. Saying it's going to go down 15% is pretty bold. But if it does, from where it is now, drops 15%, I think that could be an interesting dip buy on GameStop into this momentum. And I also like LUV and AAL right now, airline stocks. I've been getting a lot of questions on these. Fundamentally speaking, they're still a bit hurt. I mean, they're not recovered fundamentally by any means, right? Because not everybody's out there traveling like they were a year ago, year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Once this V shot is widely spread, I mean, it's going to get there soon enough. That is when we might start to see similar demand in airlines, where we might, fundamentally speaking, get close to where we were a couple months ago, more like a year, 2 years ago, but we're not there quite yet. But technically speaking, we can see we're approaching the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart. That is where overall LUV, Southwest Airlines here, has held over the past couple of months, right? Every time we've pulled down, we've held the 180 SMA, and we've rallied right off of it. And now we just hit a high a couple days ago at about $49.50, and now we're trading at $45, down about 7% from that price. So I think this could be a dip buy on LUV, and especially if we break out of this 10-day downtrend. Let's say we break out $46, $47, do something like this as indicated by this arrow that I just drew, that would be very good. That would be bullish. That would be a point where I'd like to get in. And it's looking bullish overall, even on this 4-hour chart. But again, digging into that 10-day chart, we need to see that smaller time frame breakout first to confirm that breakout on the 4-hour chart, if that makes any sense. And same thing here with AAL, right? AAL, American Airlines, is downtrending on the 10-day, 30-minute, so I'd like to see it break, mid-16s, maybe 17 for the full breakout. And on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see it's approaching that 180 SMA, which it's held in the past couple of weeks as well, very similar to LUV, Southwest Airlines. So watch out for AAL, LUV. Both of these are attractive. They're approaching pretty decent levels here, and honestly, AAL looks like it might have a bit more downside based on this chart. It kind of looks like a falling knife, so maybe down to about $14, $15 maybe, and that would be even better, right, to buy it at a cheaper price. So LUV, AAL, Virgin Galactic, SPCE is another one here which had a pretty decent day, up 3% today, and it seems like we are solidifying $24.50, $25 as a new support. That's very, very good news here, technically speaking, right? Ever since we had that abortion, or the mission aborted, it's not an abortion, that's the wrong word. The mission that was aborted a couple of days ago, right? The stock went down from 36 to 25, right? It dropped a good amount, about 35%. And we've seen some strong consolidation the past couple of days, again at about $23, $24, $25. And that's a good sign that this could be the bottom temporarily, and we're looking to rip back up. So where could Virgin Galactic get to? I think the next gap to fill is about 7%, 8% higher from where we are now at about $27.50 to $28. That could be where we get to. And overall, I think there's even more upside. I mean, maybe up to about $29, $30. And now that I'm looking at this, take a look. This is kind of looking like a reverse head and shoulder. If you guys can see it here, let me pull out this chart, or this charting tool, this circle. Let me go on the 5-day, 5-minute as well to show you. Look, we got the left shoulder here, we got the head here, right? The inverse head and shoulder, and we have the right shoulder starting to form here, and it would, if it popped up to our target at about $27, $28, that would be the completion of the right shoulder, the inverse right shoulder. So watch out for Virgin Galactic here. Watch out for NNDM as well. Nano Dimension, a lot of momentum, and this one up another 8% today. We blew right past $8 yesterday, right past $9. We went up to $9.50 today. So this is one that is arguably a bit overbought. It's 78 on the RSI, but hey, if we pull down, maybe down to about $788, that is one that I would go heavy into, in my opinion. You guys have to do your own research as always, but I think any pull down on NNDM is worth watching. And we saw Neo today, guys, take a bit of a hit, down 3%. And it's down even more here after hours, down about 30 cents, another 30 cents after hours. And what we're noticing is it's struggling a bit at about $48, $47.50, $48. That is a resistance here from back in the beginning of December, in the middle of December, literally a couple days ago as well. So I think overall, for us to get into the low 50s, mid 50s, 48 has to break. And I think it's going to break eventually. And the fact that on the 5-day, 5-minute, you guys can see we're holding this uptrend on this pull down today. That's a good sign. I mean, guys, why are you freaking out? I saw people freaking out about Neo. Neo's been crushing it, man. It's up from $38 literally like 2 weeks ago. Now it's almost back into the 50s. And mind you, we hit a higher high today. We hit almost $50 today. So that means the uptrend is still intact. We hit a higher high today. We pulled down. We held $47 at the close, which is a higher low. So just calm down a little bit if you're freaking out about Neo, right? If tomorrow we gap up above $48, gap up above $49, that could be the continuation of the uptrend. And especially if we break into 50, oh man, we might be going up $52, $53 from there. So I think Neo, this could be a nice dip buy at about $47, $48. And I also like Splunk here, SPLK. We called this one out a couple weeks ago, right on this little downtrending channel. It was in, still is in on the 4-hour chart. We called it at about 150. Now it's at about 177. And you might be saying, oh, I missed the boat. Well, there could be some headway left. You know, we might be going up even higher. Who knows? Maybe above 180, 190, maybe up to 200. Right around 200 is where that resistance of this downtrending channel is. So watch out for that on Splunk. And another thing worth noting is, very similar to Neo, it's a bit overbought. Not Neo, NNDM. It's a bit overbought here in the short term. So maybe a pull down to about, hey, maybe 170 flat. That could be a nice dip buy for that continuation here. And another one I'm liking is CRM. CRM is about to test, and it looks like it wants to break 230, which is that double bottom support from back in the beginning towards, or actually more towards the end of September, we held 230. And the second bottom was at the end of October. So we're about to test 230. I think if that breaks, oh man, watch out above. I think CRM could be going up 235, at least 240, maybe 245, 250. I think there's going to be some breakout potential. And this one, honestly, guys, is one of the more attractive ones if you're looking for a dip buy out of the ones we're talking about in today's video. That is ticker symbol, CRM here, also known as good old Salesforce. So watch out for that one. Moderna MRNA is another one here that took a 9% hit today. It's down a good chunk, about $53 from its high, down about 30%, which is nuts, right? So looking back, arguably, I mean, you can't really argue. It was overbought looking back at 180. It got there so fast, it doubled up so quickly, and this pullback was very, very much needed. And now we got it, right? Now we got it. And the question is, are we going to hold 120, this 180 SMA 4-hour chart? If so, this could be a nice rally play, a relief rally play. So I'm watching Moderna, and guys, remember we talked about earlier in the video, I didn't lose money. I made money today, but I missed out on a ton of money with CIIC. That hurt my heart a little bit. But you want to know what hurt my heart even more? Well, SBE. Oh my goodness. Up 16% today. And if you guys remember, I called this out at $35. I mean, I had a position at $35.80 literally a couple days ago, and I added more money to it yesterday at about $36.90, I believe it was. $36.90 I bought in more, and I ended up selling out completely yesterday, and I missed the entire rally here, another 16%. So again, profit is profit. You can't complain. You can't complain when you're making money. That's one of the worst things you can do. You always have to be thankful for when you're making profits. But when you miss money, you miss the big spike up, it stings a little bit. You're like, dang it, I wish I got in. And this is one of those situations for me. I mean, we called this out. I mean, we said how if it breaks $39, it's likely to fill the gap up to 43. It did exactly that. It popped out. It actually hit almost 47. And we called it out, but the thing is, I didn't think it was going to happen this quick, which is why I locked in my profits yesterday, and I waited for a re-entry, but unfortunately, I didn't get in today again for the re-entry, and I missed the boat. And at this point, SPE needs a pull down. I wouldn't necessarily chase it here. Maybe if it pulls down back into the low 40s, that could be a dip buy. Get that R side down a bit. And you want to see something even crazier? Well, look at Blink Charging, the competitor to SBE. This went up 30% today. I mean, guys, you can't make this up. This is ridiculous. We called this out, I think, on Sunday, a couple days ago, at about $35, $30. We talked about how if it breaks 35, it's likely to pop, and it got to 50 so quickly. I wasn't even expecting this. So watch out for the momentum in SBE and Blink. And one more bonus stock here is DraftKings, ticker symbol DKNG, which is looking pretty similar to that Neo pattern, right? Hit a higher high a couple days ago at $55. Now it's pulling down to about 52, holding that higher low at that 50 SMA 4-hour chart. Now I'm looking to see if it pops up back into the mid-50s. If so, that could be a point where we can buy the dip at 53 and maybe sell off in the mid-50s, 56, 57, as we maybe even break out of this resistance and go up even higher. So I think this could be a dip buy on DraftKings. And again, it's very similar to the pattern on Neo. I mean, take a look at what Neo's doing. It's pulling down, holding the uptrend, maybe looking to break out. So watch out for those stocks. And again, guys, what a crusher it was from SB and CIIC today. What a day it was. Overall, it was nuts out there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you guys do today? Your thoughts on the markets. Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you in cash? Are you waiting for the new year to make any moves? I'd love to know. And don't forget to hit the like button. Let's try to get 400 likes on this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 20,000. I'm not sure if we'll get it before 2020. I think we will. But it takes, of course, the awesome viewers out there to subscribe to the channel. So do that. And also don't forget to get your 4 stocks from WeBull down below. Deposit $100. You get $1,600 worth of stocks. 4 stocks valued up to $1,600. And don't forget to also join the Discord chat, the Facebook group. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And again, all of those are free and linked down below. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there, guys. And yeah, keep crushing the markets. Peace out.